Good morning. It is almost Christmas, and you know what that means. The Christmas tree race is about to happen. Franco, how do you feel about that?
Pretty good. It's gonna be a good time. A lot of Christmas tree stuff to do still, and yeah, we got a lot of work to do.
But first, we have to get a car running, and I think you guys already know what car we're gonna take. Unfortunately, for the car and for us, we have not touched El Toro since race week. It's been abused, it's been moved around, it's been neglected, and unfortunately it's a pretty good car, but we haven't been taking care of it. So we have a few hours. We're gonna go testing today, right?
Yep, after work.
We're gonna go out to Bradenton Motorsports Park. I heard Garrett's gonna go out there, Cleetus, and Tanner from our shop is gonna take his Chevelle out there. He's getting ready for the Christmas tree race, so it's gonna be happening. But we're gonna try not to make a fool of El Toro because El Toro's treated us good, so we're gonna treat it good. Oh, but first we're gonna have to move that Challenger. We're actually working on some Hellcat brakes here at TBM. This shop is popping here on this Monday morning, and you can just see El Toro's sitting underneath the lift. Probably got stuff dripping on it, and like I said, pulled it back from race week, unloaded it, and here it sits. We pushed it in and out of the shop a couple times. It's got a real leaky pinion seal. It leaves fluid everywhere it goes, so we need to fix that. Probably do a cheap oil change on it. Frank already picked up the pinion seal. It looks like it's from 1987. It's been sitting on the shelf a while. Other than that, we just need to make sure everything runs, and it does need a new set of tires. And I think if I remember right, we actually have some tires up here stashed away on the lift. Oh, yep, there they are. When there was a tire shortage, I went ahead and grabbed some extras for El Toro just in case we needed them. I think it's time that this thing actually goes sevens. We know it's been in it. We're gonna be on a good track. So whether it's this week, today, Christmas tree race, or next week, there's no reason why we shouldn't go set a new personal best. I think with the 8th mile times we've seen from this thing, we can really lean on her and get it in the sevens. Frankie, you think El Toro can go sevens this week?
It's a risky one, but I mean, last year we did some Christmas tree wheelies, so.
Yeah, I mean, ideally we keep the rods in the block.
Yeah, front end down and the tree on. It will go like maybe some 18s, 8.0s, 7s?
No, 790s.
790s?
790s.
You party.
Quit with this non-optimistic 8.0 stuff. 790s.
Oh, we're gonna make this work too.
We're gonna up arrow. I don't know if we're gonna have time for that, but I think we might actually put a real outlet there. We should have done it this year, just so we can plug all of our ornaments right into it. But so yeah, we gotta figure out, we gotta get this thing put back together enough to push outside, and then we'll get that up on the lift, because I'm not doing a pinion seal on the ground. It's not race week. It's the hardest you've worked all week, Prega.
Yeah, it's only Monday.
That's why I said that. A little rusty on there, huh?
A little bit. I think I eat a lot of tacos, you know.
Taco powered.
Taco powered. Yep.
Just as I suspected, still nice and rusty under here. I think while we're here, we're gonna go ahead and do a nut and bolt check of the car, just to, it's got a lot of road miles on it, so we might as well see, make sure nothing's loose, so nothing dumb happens at the Christmas tree race. It's one thing to neglect a car like this, but it's another to be ignorant to the fact that bolts do come loose.
So essentially, what else are we doing right now?
Changing oil. Well, good thing is this nut was nice and loose, so it was really easy to get off.
Yeah, perfect, right?
Shooting that video.
Yeah.
So it really makes it look easy for TV, because I didn't really have to struggle at all with how torque that thing was.
You know what they say, Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Good and tight. Oh.
You want a drink in?
Yeah.
It's okay. We already made a mess of the floor. Did you have to save the day?
If you've ever seen this on a brake rotor, it's typically from a rock or something getting caught between the rotor and the caliper. Just kind of gives it some texture, some character in the case of El Toro. So while this drains, we're gonna go ahead and, well, Prake is already working on the bead locks, getting some new tires mounted, and then I'm just gonna go through and nut and bolt this thing because, like I said, lots of miles with little to no maintenance. I mean, me and Red will walk up to the car and shake it, you know, before we make passes, but probably a good idea to give her some more love. Another thing, if you're nutting and bolting a car, one thing to check on is start looking at your welds. This is an old turbo kit. I mean, it's been around for several years now. Find a crack here and it'll definitely save you a lot of headache throughout your next track day. You roll to the track with a crack, and typically they seem to happen right after a good heater pass, right before you put a car away. It's really gonna fight you for the next few days, but everything looks pretty good here. Honestly, of all the stuff on this car that I'm impressed with, it's that this oil drain back that is just simply bolted. It's one of our valve cover breathers that's O-ringed. It just doesn't leak, even on a sheet metal pan. It's quite amazing, really. All right, pad check. We did a video after the last race week, or sick week, I think, actually, and looked at pad life. This is a no BS. We have that much pad left, which is phenomenal. So I think we're gonna go probably at least 1 or 2 more drag and drives. Well, I mean, we'll take some spares with us. It's always a good idea, but these brakes are looking phenomenal. Not everybody's gonna have these results, but I will tell you for sure, we don't do anything special. You know, this car weighs, well, I wanna say 2,800 pounds, and I don't really ever pull the chute, which is against my own recommendations, but just wanna give you guys an idea how things last. Frika, how's it feel putting wheels back like this and not polishing them? I know it's killing you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was that?
Just a little twitching.
You're just ignoring it?
Yeah, just ignoring it.
Your OCD's in overtime, huh?
Yeah, it's in overtime, but we'll put them back on. I'll blend right in. So
These were brand new wheels when we started El Toro.
they've never been polished.
Never been polished. Pretty much good as new.
Yeah.
All right, new seal is seated. I think we're gonna go ahead and torque it a little tighter than it was last time.
Give her a few
Just for good measure, even though it, you know, did made the drive, but torque spec and put her back together. Frika's got the wheels about done. I think we're done before lunch. Thought this was gonna be an all-day ordeal. All right, tires are about done. Frika's filling them up. Got oil in this unit. New filter, new oil. Probably good for quite some time. All right, guys, while we're waiting for the battery charger to get this thing ready to start up, do a little walk around at TBM. We got no shortage of puppies around here. Doing some, getting some new caliper fixturing set up. We machine every caliper from a bare forging. You can see this starts as forged aluminum. It's the strongest material you can start with, and we machine it into a caliper. You can see here some new prototype parts. We won't talk about that. That could be for some street brakes or for some big brakes coming up. And then we're making our own brackets over here. You can see, obviously that's an integral part of what we're doing. Those are made of steel, actually. And then this machine is about ready to get set up to make the pistons that go inside of the actual calipers themselves. We make it all in-house from solid stainless here, just so we can control every process as well as the fit of the piston to the caliper. Over here are the raw machine calipers, and we're all about the look, so we actually sandblast every one to basically smooth out from the forging to the machine part. Just gives a more consistent, unique finish, and this also helps the electroless nickel adhere to what we're doing there. Jeff is over here rebuilding some, looks like monster truck calipers, huh?
Yep.
So one of the unique things about the TBM brakes, if you've never been around them, they're pretty much infinitely rebuildable. I know we preach that a lot, but that's huge. A good caliper is an investment, but knowing that you can continue to reuse it with just minimal amounts of rebuild costs is huge, and goes a long ways towards protecting your investment. And then over here we're doing assembly of looks like F1 calipers right now. You can see this one is these ones are actually plated. So after blasting, they go out to plating, and then they come back looking like that. And then not on here right now, but every single caliper gets tested to almost 1,000 PSI, usually over 1,000 PSI. And then you can see that all the calipers actually get tested. This is a test stand. We have 2 of them. And what we do is we crank them up, bleed them, and then run them to over 1,000 PSI. That way, when you guys get the calipers, you know that they are leak-free, they perform how they should, they pass the tests, and they never leave here without doing that. It's just a big peace of mind of what we do. We want to make sure when you guys are getting things, you're not fooling around with them, because they need to perform out of the box. Nobody has a lot of extra time, and nobody wants to spend the time, you know, finding leaks and then having to deal with them. So just something we've always done. So I just saw this actually. True testament to non-leaking fittings and CO2. I accidentally left this thing on after race week. Still over 800 PSI and set on pressure. I don't recommend doing this at home, but if you have good fittings, that CO2 bottle will last forever. I don't think we've filled that CO2 bottle in quite some time. Well, chauffeurs like a kitten. We can always count on El Toro. So I'm gonna put it on a two-step real quick and just see how it goes. All right, got her strapped down. I've never had a drag racing vehicle that I cared so little about to strap one like this. Nothing against Billet Specialties, just quality of the vehicle overall. Now we're gonna go pick up some E85 and head to the track. Apparently the whole crew showed up. Old Leroy trying to make a 6-second rip. George's Blazer probably out doing wheelies. And then we got Tanner Chevelle. So Tanner is the lead machinist at TBM and engineer. And this just so happens to be his badass 68. Recently put some 275 drag radials on it. He came from California and came out here with big tires. We convinced him to put some drag radials on it, but this thing's bad. Oddly enough, he was a Motion customer and TBM customer before he even showed up in Florida. Needless to say, this thing is completely motioned out. New build, twin 80s, I think, on pretty nasty little motor. So tonight is his first night on drag radials, and actually I think one of his first times going down the tracks since it's been converted from a nitrous big block. So should be a lot of fun. Big Leroy.
What's happening?
Big Leroy. You guys are making big headway in this unit.
I was not here the last time.
Oh,
but they made really good headway.
Making big headway. A nice hat.
See our boy though? Look at our boy, dude. Converted him.
I know. Thing just sits so right now.
Moved to Florida, go on a small tire.
That's what I said.
That's how it goes.
He came out here one way, switched to the other.
Now we're about $1,000 in black fins away from having it right.
Poor Tanner. He'll be wearing flip-flops in no time, don't worry. Nice burnout.
Yeah, James, get out of here. What'd you do? They're only my wheels.
I think I had enough anti-squat in her.
Yeah,
I need to tighten them front shocks down a little bit. Hey, it left.
126 on the back tire.
We can calm that down.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't actually know if we can calm that down, to be honest with you.
That was like 8 pounds.
Yeah. It just climbed the ring gear.
Yeah. I think I jinxed him though, because I told him, "Are you ready to ride that ring gear?" And he was like, "I don't know, hopefully not."
That's your typical.
We're gonna go
Nova
like
wheelie right
5 pounds
Right,
out
just-
and just let him go.
Big
down
block
the track.
nitrous guy, he's used to that type of action, you know what I mean?
He was ready for it. He did good.
All right, well, at least it left the line. Dude, what was that?
That's the tow hitch. That's the tow hitch right here.
Dude,
Look at, there's the starting line.
my goodness.
Here, let's put this in first. This is where the tow hitch touched. Look. That's the starting line.
His front bumper went further than the car.
grill went up over the car. Look.
Dude, George is an animal.
Straight floated.
He doesn't know what happened.
All
There's-
tires off the ground.
Really more with more power taken out. Well, I guess it just grabbed the tire.
flew.
but
Dude.
that's what it did. Yeah.
BMP is way too sticky.
That's it.
Hey, Vic, can you calm it down with the track prep out here, dude? It's way too sticky.
You guys all need to put 100 pounds in the front of your car.
It's way too sticky. I see El Toro doing a similar thing here. Well,
I'm keeping this.
yeah, it's a souvenir. Sorry, George. Tanner, you gotta chill, dude. You gotta chill, dude. Way too crazy.
It's a little spicy.
It looked good. I'm not, actually didn't really look that good.
Almost recovered it.
Yeah.
But it just happened so fast. Not used to that.
All right, guys, one thing to know is where you're at. We are at BMP and we just saw 2 big wheelies, so we're gonna go from 24 clicks loose, which is where we were at the end of race week, to 8 clicks. Give that a shot because we're gonna load a little bit. We're just gonna go for it off the rip and try and tie it down and see if it'll go. I mean, there's enough track for this type of car all day, every day, twice on Sunday, so. Well, guys, for the first time like ever, El Toro did a burnout and then died in a burnout box. So I think some of our mess of wiring from the original build might need addressed, but we're gonna see if we can get the fuel pump working. It just stopped working. I don't think it's the fuel pump's fault. I'm about 99.9% sure it's a wiring issue, so we'll figure it out. All right, we got the whole trunk blown apart on this thing, but turns out there's a bad crimp on one of the weather packs that we had that was connected to the fuel pump. We made a weather pack to go to the fuel pump for easy change out, but you know what they say, keep it simple, and so it was just losing connection. So this is exactly why you come out and test, because boy have we made it look like a clown show out here. But when you don't race a car for this long, what are you gonna do, you know? So we're gonna take a look at the log and see what it did, because it sure acted like it was in a boost cut situation until it wasn't. In that case, it's gonna be pretty quick. Just gotta get a handle on this thing. That's what we pray. Alright, this is Tanner's second rip. I'm going to try not to win a wheelie competition here. See what I can accomplish. Got her way tied down in the front. Dr. Tunamo on the keyboard. That guy doesn't know how to lift, huh?
Never lift.
What was 60 foot?
116 with a little bit of a pedal.
Dang, dude. That came around quick on radials. That car likes that. Dude, you're a wild man.
Yeah,
You're supposed to lift, bud.
close to the wall. I think it was just hitting the limiter.
It'd be kind of weird, but
Did it sound like it was breaking up to you?
A little bit. It
I
did.
didn't know if it was limiter or something else. But what did
I
this
was-
car 60 foot before on nitrous?
The best was 119.
He just bested that.
What was that?
116.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude,
Felt good.
that's pretty good rip on your second pass on radial. All right, guys, so we're still plagued with the same issues. I think we're going to have to bring in a tuner that knows more than me, which isn't super hard to do, but we're having some breaking up issues going down the track, so that's not good. So we kind of really just need to start at square one as far as like an engine power tune and this thing goes, fuel and an ignition and all that stuff. So we're probably going to go back and either put it on a dyno or just kind of take a look at things. I don't want to keep beating the heck out of it, but it does go down the track. It does still run. Not great, but I think we went at 530 the first pass. So it wouldn't be super hard to dip into the sevens with just a little bit more effort, but I don't want to beat on this thing until it's right. So mainly because Coyotes are expensive, They're a pain in the butt to set up, and I don't really feel like pulling a motor. So. All right, guys, we're back at the shop, and El Toro's unloaded. To be honest with you, struggle a little bit with this thing because the tune really isn't in any realm where it would cause some of the issues that we've been seeing. So I started thinking, I'm like, this is an E85 car. I don't run E85 a lot. Not that that's good, bad, or otherwise, but maybe there's some E85 things going on. Maybe the injectors need clean. Maybe the fuel sat, because we'll put junk E85 in this and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the injectors off and see if maybe something's clogged. We got one not flowing correctly, because going down the track, it just has enough of a miss to where it's causing issues, but number two, it's causing concern. So I'll pop these off, and then we'll take them over to Cleetus' shop. They have an injector cleaner machine, and maybe I'll dry some of this water off from pulling it in the rain, but see if we can't get to the bottom. At least, if nothing else, just make sure we rule that out as an option or an issue. All right, so I got the injectors out. I went ahead and left them in the rails and then just labeled what position they're in that way. If we do find one that's weird, I can, run a leak down or check plugs, which I already checked plugs, but we have something to diagnose it against. If you just randomly mix it up, it's harder to make sense of anything. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to old Cleetus shop. Gonna go ahead and test these units.
Big injector data guy right
Dr.
here.
Injector.
Auto fuel injector tester and cleaner.
Dr. Clean them all.
So we'll just go ahead, just check for leaks right off the rip. Oh, there we go. Let's see what we got. Tighten them all down.
I still got one. Maybe. Let's try. There we go. Maybe.
We actually got a small drip out of this one. Look.
So it's already leaking.
So the injector, this injector has a leak, you see, so it's probably got some trash in there.
Wouldn't doubt it. Especially as much nicely as we treat El Toro.
Yeah, gas and go operation, but the gas and go part, it sits for about, 6, 7, 8 months in between that gas and go spot, so. Alright. So we'll do let's do a reverse flush.
That could explain, when you start it up, it shoots a gallon of E85 out.
Yeah, because what happens is that just pressurizes the top of the injector and shows you that it leaks past it. And this is only, 10, 15 PSI.
So 40.
So you got 40, and then if you have a good fuel system regulator, everything that holds 40 PSI when you stop the pump, you got 40 PSI pushing the top of the injector until all the fuel's gone.
Yep.
Fill a cylinder, fire the thing up, shoots fuel out. Also, ring washes fuel down in the motor. Not ideal.
We might have to start brapping it like a screw blower just to clear out the fuel before we take off. You know what I mean?
But this shows you a good amount of spray, and then you want to look for consistency across the injectors.
Which they appear to be.
Yeah, they're all within probably like 2%, 3% of each other right now, which is good.
This is an actual pulse. Pressure's still pretty low, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't. Machine's not designed to really hit them with a lot of pressure because, like a fuel injector, the more pressure you give an injector, the more volume that injector flows.
Yeah.
The machine being small, you start hitting with too much pressure, you can't get any data from it.
Makes total sense. Yeah, it fills up so fast it doesn't really give you any idea.
Like you put a you'd put like a 225 or like a 450, 500 pound injector in this, it pulses 4 or 5 times, it fills that cylinder, even at 15 PSI.
It'd blow the top off of it instantly.
Blow the top right off of it. Percentage wise, it's less than 2%.
Yeah, not really that far off. All right, loading up the second set. If this doesn't show anything, I just don't know what else to say.
For sale.
Yes, for sale.
Cylinder to cylinder. Let's see what it does.
Yeah, so our lowest one's only 5 off, so it's not even 5%. Not enough to really cause any issue.
So I'll just do the little flush deal on this and
hey, at least
start chasing another problem.
Yeah, at least we ruled out There's no way it could be the terrible wiring on that thing.
Never, dude.
That 6 different people have hacked
6
into.
people wired it in about a day and a half.
Well, not to
A
mention,
couple race weeks.
it's been intervened in the meantime too, with a
Yeah.
bunch of butt connectors, and as we saw yesterday with the relays.
Y'all can bring that mower inside and detail it up.
Well, didn't learn much. Got a couple leaks dropped.
Yep. Hey, we fixed 2 leaks, so that's a win.
Should start
Didn't fix
better.
the problem, but hey, we fixed something.
It'll start better if
Yeah,
nothing else.
for sure.
Well, at least we ruled that out. Now we know it's completely our fault. Whatever is happening. Maybe other side of a weak spark issue, but
Yeah, that cool maybe starting to go bad. You never
E85
know.
life.
You never know with those non-hooded vehicles. It could be anything.
That's true. It's been in the elements a little bit. All right, we got the injectors back in this thing. We're pretty much, you know, got our we're banging our heads against the wall on what's going on. So we're just checking small things like if it's corroded down in here or in the plug wires. Andy had an idea, maybe it was like arcing or something like that. So just checking the dumb things, and then we also checked the tune-up a little bit, and we're just gonna try some different dwell times and stuff like that. It's close. It's not like it runs completely terrible, but we want to get that fixed before we lean on it super hard. We got a few Christmas tree racers here. Tanner's Chevelle, you saw earlier in the video, all decorated up for it. And then had a couple more show up out here. So, pair of S10s. They're actually from Iowa by Motion. Longtime friends of ours, CJ and Cody. Essentially rolling Motion catalogs. They got wings and parachutes from us on both cars. And then front to back, they've been huge supporters of ours for a long time. I think both did the inaugural S10, or the inaugural Christmas race, but they seem to come back every year because it is a ton of fun. And yeah, they got it going on. I'm betting this one's gonna get some more decorations, but Cody went all out. His girlfriend did the Dale art on El Toro back in the shop, but they did this artwork for Cody's truck this year. This is a LS single turbo build that's been around our area for a while, and Cody's had it for quite some time. This side's my favorite. They got Sam built into this unit. Atlanta Dawn, check out her Instagram. She does incredible hand-painted artwork like this, and Motion Raceworks express delivery, made in the USA. Gotta love it. This is what we've missed all these years. The woman touch. It always ends up being me trying to do this stuff, but we got all the girls on it this year. Right, Cambry? All right. Got this thing all bedazzled. A little bit of frost apparently on the tires. Nicest thing about El Toro is you don't really have to worry about ruining the roof. There's not a whole lot of race cars you feel this fine with just ratchet strapping a Douglas fir on top. Beyond that, I think they got some stuff here, and then there's some, oh man, the inside's more lit up than ever, so hopefully that doesn't distract Andy when he's racing. Yeah. All right, so we found a new set of plug wires. We found we had almost an open connection on a couple of them. I don't know, I'm not convinced that's gonna be the fix, but we had to try. We put some new plugs in it, and then we changed the dwell time on coils and a couple other things in the Haltech. So, I don't know, just hope it works. But... All right, guys, so Andy, my brother Andy, who's also my business partner, came down to Florida for Christmas tree race. His kids wanted to see, you know, the magic that is a Christmas tree race. So I said, Andy, you're driving. So today, Andy's driving. So if he does good, you give him accolades. If he does bad, make sure you blame the correct person. So that's what we're doing. His son Landon loves this stuff. So definitely wanted to see Dad driving it, not Uncle Doug. Big shoe, buddy.
Street car, baby.
Dude, I didn't even know you were bringing this unit.
Got me a rat job. Got me some dinosaurs.
Did Project Prime do that?
Yeah, I'm their new employee. After that, they're like, dude,
You're fired.
in.
You're
they
probably
hired me
fired.
on site, dude. One picture.
It's supposed to be sticky. I don't think it's supposed to be taped. Dude. James Nova, looking real nice this year.
My tree already broke on the way here. Not
Yeah.
ideal.
That's not a good sign for
So I'm
160
gonna
plus.
need some tape.
All right, so here's a better view of it all lit up at night. It really does pop pretty well. You got the white wall, sugar donut. Andy's gonna go ahead and make a pass because just make sure everything we did worked. All right, guys, test pass number 1 for El Toro. Let's just hope the changes we made are good enough to make it go down the track. A little aggressive on the burnout. Yeah. All right, we may have turned up a little bit much. We assumed the prep would be a little bit tighter than that.
Too many horse torques.
Too many horse torques. We're gonna turn it down a little bit, but we know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, turns out the track is not prepped like it was on Wednesday night. So,
It was less than ideal. It's fun.
did it pull through?
It seemed like it was okay up top. But
Okay, so maybe we got one thing fixed. I know how to turn it back down. I just thought it left so hard the other night and had 0 issues. I figured, hey, we'll just turn it up, you know. But we know how to turn it back down. All right, so pass number 2, we loosened the shocks up and turned it down a little bit. So we'll see what it does. That's way better. It left.
still missing up top.
It's missing. Man, this thing's
Really weird. 'Cause
it's cursed.
yeah, it's like
All right, round 1. 3rd gen on Fox Body Crime. Primer on primer. All right, let's go El Toro. Up next is Tanner, the TBM machinist. He's our only hope for the TBM camp today. Parachute out. He tried.
He probably would have wanted his parachute to come out.
Yeah, that was it was on from before the 8th
That's
mile.
where now those headsets come into play. Like, hey, bud, your shoot's
Your
out.
parachute's in. Well, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Man, so we were wondering what happened with Tanner's car, and the tree fell right down on the line and caused the chute to deploy. Never would have thought about that on a normal day, huh? That's not things that you think about. Your Christmas tree knocking your parachute over. That's a big tree, top to bottom. It's gonna kill about a 1/10 and a half, I think.
He ain't got nothing left on that car.
Yeah, leaf spring life. He lost everything. But he won. But he lost everything. I think I figured out, Andy. It's got too many camshafts.
I know. I like Jason's idea.
What do you think happened to it?
I don't know. It was still missing after the second time run, so we added a little bit more filtering to it. And I'm wondering if we went too far the other way and it was picking up too many signals. So it had basically, it seemed like it was a 2-step at 4,000 RPM.
Did it get on the 2-step when you left the line?
It seemed like it got to the 2-step, but then as soon as it left, it went right to it. And
Yeah, let's not do that again. Well, Toro probably needs a little bit more attention than we've been giving it. Sad day for Team El Toro, but that being said, probably didn't have enough to win this race anyways.
No.
Some pretty spicy passes out there.
Yep.
I think what it's time for is us to just wipe the tune out, hire a professional that wants to tune it, a Coyote on ethanol, and just give it a clean bill of health.
You do that? I tried.
No, I think the Coyote's good, man.
It is.
I think what we need to do is just wipe the tune out and just start over. We've had 20 different people in it, including myself, yourself, and everybody else who shows up at any given track on any given day, and upgrade the software, all that stuff, and then just start over.
Yeah.
It's got all the components it needs to go fast.
Yeah.
Pretty much just needs to start over. All right, guys, that's it for Christmas tree race. Hope you enjoy. Hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time. CJ is going to the finals. The old S10. Dude,
Thank you, buddy.
nice work.
Thank you.
Finals.
I know, dude.
Did you think you'd be here right now? Do you think you'd be here right now?
Absolutely not.
All right, here comes the finals. CJ versus the Camaro.